What's good? What's good? I am back. One and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast. Hope everybody's doing good out there. We got a rainy day here Sunday in Fayetteville. It's been raining all day long. See who's tuned in so far on Instagram. We got Knockout Radio. We got Chris Lawrence, DC, and Bars 1980. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all leave a like and a comment. We got a guest coming on here in a few. It's gonna give him a little bit of time. I feel let me message him, let me know we good, we ready for him. While I'm doing that, let's pull up BKFC. I know they got a bunch of new events going on now. Let's see. Let's message him real quick. Really excited to bring on this next guest. He's like actually from close to my hometown. Very, very close to my hometown. He grew up probably 30, 40 minutes away. Hayes Haymaker, Christensen, appreciate you tuning in. Give me that like and that comment. Bars 1980, appreciate that comment, man. Just text my guest, make sure he's good to go. Yo, hold on a sec. Sit your little ass down, man. Get up out of here. Damn dog going back and forth. She like to knock over my damn camera all the time, man, and my lights and stuff. Wanting to get in the middle of the damn podcast. Let's pull up BKFC while we next fight is BKFC Fight Night Newcastle, Mick Terrell versus Ghost McFarlane. Be honest, I don't know a lot about a lot of the UK fighters. I'm still like learning a lot about those guys. You got BKFC 87 Hollywood, Florida, Kai Stewart versus Nico Gaffey. Go check out the interview I did with James Get Down Brown just the other day where we talked about this fight, and he's been calling out Kai Stewart for a hot minute, and he called out pretty much everybody ranked in his class. And they added they got Jeremy Smith versus Donald Sanchez. Should be a really good fight. Chris Garcia versus Chancey. Chancey's like a pit bull in there, so interesting to see. I feel like Chris Garcia hasn't had a lot of tough opponents as of yet. Juan Carlos Rivera versus Mike Hansen. Mike Hansen ain't fought in when's the last time he fought? Let's see. Let's pull it up. He hasn't fought since he fought Kerry. That was November 23rd, 2024, man. It's been literally almost 2 years. I know he's anxious to get back in there. It's gonna be a tough one though versus Baby Hulk. I like Juan Carlos Rivera, up and coming. I mean, Hanson's actually ranked right now, so if he beats Hanson, man, I mean, he should run it straight into the rankings. And I don't know, no disrespect to Mike, but I don't think guys should be ranked if they ain't fought in almost 2 years. And you got Nicholas Bloom versus Cameron Davis as well. Hold on, let's see what he said. He said give him a few minutes. And of course, you got BKFC Fight Night, Mohegan Sun Porter versus Watson. That's going to be interesting. Parker Porter just beat Anthony Garrett. He's 3-0. Watson's 4-1. Watson's a beast, man. And he got those tats on his hands that say stay down. Stay down when he punches somebody in the face. That's got to be like very intimidated to get punched with one hand that says stay, another hand that says down, and then just holding the hands at you while you down, telling you to stay down. You got Zeb Vincent coming back with another fight. He's 3-3, looking to get above 500, and then Pat Casey's 2-2. Whoever wins this is going to be above 500 on winner percentage. You got Timmy Mason, 3-3 versus Harry Gigliotti, who just came over from the BKB, who was actually the BKB featherweight champ, if I'm not mistaken. I like Timmy Mason. He fought Jimmy Rivera last fight. He said something that was funny. He's like, being Jimmy Rivera's a cop. He said, "This is the first time I actually get to legally beat up a cop without getting in trouble for it." So, thought that was pretty funny. You got Alexandra Baloo versus Taylor Dagner. We're gonna try to get one of them on the interview here soon on Paul Pickett podcast. Cito Navarro's back versus Rick Caruso. Cito's 4-1, looking to go to 5-1. Um, then you got Josh Peters and Maurice Horn as well. Let me share a couple more of these Facebook groups while we waiting. And then of course you got a bunch of other cards that they don't got main events yet, but you got BKFC Fight Club. That's actually 2 days before my birthday, April 7th. My birthday's April 9th, so that's April 7th where that takes place. BKFC Fight Night Hawaii. BKFC 88 Denver. You got BKFC Fight Night Australia, BKFC Fight Night Clearwater. Um, I wouldn't be shocked if you see my guy Ryan Reber back on that one. And I think there was I think Anthony Yost is trying to get on that card as well. Anthony the Devil's Advocate Yost. And he's got some back and forth going on lately with Tyler Randall. And you got BKFC Serbia. I'm guessing it'll be the first time in Serbia. Serbia sounds like a really tough country, man, that would really, really appreciate bare knuckle. Um, as much as I love other sports like NBA and NFL, bare knuckle is a little bit more exciting to me. And I like the fact that they don't play politics, they don't get political. Like we just get the sport, because I don't think politics and sports mix. When people want to watch sports, sports is supposed to be like a getaway from politics. Watching somebody get beat up in a ring is like a getaway from politics. At least in my opinion, man. And plus when you play politics, you can alienate, half of your fan base, half of your consumer base. Shouts out to Authentic Media. Appreciate you tuning in. Steven Reichel, appreciate you tuning in. Brig, what is that? Brigagio 96. Excuse me if I butcher the names. I am a high school dropout. But I do got a master's degree in common sense for sure. Let's see where he's at. Let's give him a few more minutes. Let's see what we got here. Definitely ready to get him on here and just learn more about him. Definitely interesting since he is a fellow North Carolinian and I think he's ex-Marine as well. So I definitely always being an Army brat, living in Vietnam, North Carolina, we respect the military here. We appreciate the military. A lot of us all got family in the military, whether it was our parents or cousins or aunts or uncles. My grandfather was in the military. I know my father was in the military, even though I never really met him. Rest in peace to my pops. And so yeah, we definitely appreciate the military around here. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And just got a message from All In Management Group. They hit me up about interviewing the juggernaut Lorenzo Hunt, who just took out my guy Dave the Redneck Mandel. And definitely not gonna pass that up. Definitely been interested in interviewing him. And I still gotta follow up with want to follow up with Christine Faria. I've really been wanting to get her on the show. I hit her up a while back, but our time frames crossed. All right, so we about to bring our guest on. Let me introduce him. He has a boxing and MMA background, and then he journeyed into bare knuckle. He was fighting for the BKB, but now he's journeyed over to the BKFC, where he just made his debut at Knucklemania 6, fighting Travis the Animal Thompson, and he pretty much handled him easily. A guy who has a trillion freaking bare knuckle fights under his belt, and he got manhandled. Let's bring on the one and only Joshua, the preacher man, Oxendine. Josh,
What's
how
up,
you
man? How
doing,
you
man?
doing? Good, man. Thank you for having me on, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I was watching Knuckle Mania the other day when they said the first fighter was from Pembroke, North Carolina. I had to interview you, man. I'm from Vietnam.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. My whole family was stationed there, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I seen you was military.
Yes, sir. Marine
Kind of
Corps.
want to kind of want to start with that a little bit. You actually did time like wartime. Um, so I mean, you survived war, injury, adversity. What moment in your life do you think truly made you dangerous?
I would say, to be honest, growing up, um, Pembroke by
Yeah,
itself is
yeah,
dangerous.
yeah,
So, just growing up there, man, everybody knew everybody. It was a small town, but it's rough there. It's a rough neck of
yeah.
woods where we live at, man, and the crime rate is so high there, and it was just tough growing up, man. You just had to fight for everything you wanted. Um, if not, then you was gonna get run over. So, just growing up tough and learning how to be tough at an early age it made me who I am.
Yeah, my neighbor, rest in peace to him. His name was James Oxendine. He was an
Okay.
Oxendine. He was from Lumberton. I've actually performed at the 710 drag strip out there. It's the first place I had to
Oh yeah,
perform where it said enter at your own risk.
facts. 710 is
so
still going strong,
so
man. 710 drag strip is still going strong.
yeah, they can have that though, man. Because the first time I performed there, it was literally like dudes was fighting, shooting at each other. It's like, yo, this is definitely enter at your own risk spot.
Yeah, yeah, it's rough. It's rough, man. I'm telling you. People don't believe me when I said I grew up in the hood, man. I really did for sure.
I mean, I would probably argue it's probably rougher than Vietnam, man.
Oh, for
My
sure. We got
Vietnam cats will probably, try to get on me about that, but man, y'all's area
Fit.
is tough,
Yeah,
though.
Fayetteville is rough, but yeah, Pembroke, man, Robco is definitely tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the few survive for sure.
So I've seen, I pull up a lot of the info on ChatGPT now because it's easier to get. It says you almost lost a leg in Afghanistan. Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh man. So did I mean almost losing a leg? Did you think you would still become a professional fighter after that?
To be honest, man, like, um, I won't even say my like. I got metal rod in my left leg. Um,
Okay.
I got screws in my knees and ankles and stuff like that, man. So I snapped it completely in half. My leg, I snapped my leg in complete half.
Oh man.
It took me about a year and a half to walk again. Um, so I wouldn't say it was that bad. It was bad. Don't get me wrong. Hurting myself. I'm in the military, but I don't feel like the military really made me who I am. It was just a part
Okay.
of my journey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually broke my femur. I got hit by a car, so I know how the metal rod is. And I think the fact that you got a metal rod, I mean, it's impressive. I don't think you can't really tell.
Yeah. Nah, man. You know, my wife, she helped me a lot through my journey of trying to recover
That's
and,
what's
and
up.
learn how to walk and get back to running and stuff like that. But it's that determination, man, that willpower to want to, right? A lot of people lay down after that and say, you know what, okay,
Yeah.
I give up. It is what it is, but I didn't let the doctors stop me from being great. They told me I'd never be the same. You'll never be able to run like you used to. You never be able to lift like
Mhm.
you used to. Compete the way you want to. But I didn't let that stop me. I kept pushing. I kept grinding, and now here I am.
And if you're anything like me, man, you don't want nobody to tell you what you can or can't do.
Facts. I hate that.
So before you got into bare knuckle, you did some MMA and boxing. Looks like you was undefeated in boxing. What
Oh
was
yeah.
that
So
experience like for you?
yeah, boxing, man. I won the Golden Gloves in boxing as an
Okay.
amateur, and then went professional 4-0. Um, I like boxing. I love boxing. It's something I started out with. since at a young age. So my boxing is there. It just got boring to me, to be honest. That's why I
Okay.
ventured into MMA. Um, and then now I'm in bare knuckle. So, but yeah, boxing is just something that came easy to me, pretty early on. But I got super bored of it really quick. But I own a boxing gym now, so I have fighters underneath me and everything like that. So it's pretty cool. But going into bare knuckle to use my boxing is that's what it spiced it up and made it entertaining for me.
So why did you decide to move into bare knuckle, and how'd you get the opportunity with the BKB at first?
Well, I'm from Pembroke, man. I fought all the time bare knuckles, so to get paid for it was like, all right, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? I can get paid to do this. I did it for free forever. So, but yeah, BKB came along. Actually, in COVID, to be honest,
Okay.
they had a card in Miami during COVID, right before Christmas, and they were looking for someone. I was like, yeah, let's do it. That fight turned into a no contest, but that just stuck me with it was BYB at the time, and then now they transferred to
Yeah, yeah.
BKB, renamed, rebranded. But and then they came to Rock Hill, South Carolina. I live in Charlotte, so they was just like, hey, you want to fight on this card? I was first card in South Carolina bare knuckle history. I was like, heck yeah! So jumped on it. Won in the first round in like 45 seconds or something like that. Due to body shot, hit the guy with a body shot. Dropped him, he couldn't get up. And then from there, it's like, all right, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? So just kept grinding with it.
I noticed I've interviewed a lot of bare knuckle guys, and a lot of them said that during COVID is when they kinda made that transition into bare knuckle.
Yeah, it was. I think
So,
COVID
let's
people
get
got
into this
bored.
next question. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, everybody was bored during COVID.
Yeah, we got bored, and mine start wondering, I can do that. I can do that. So let me try something dumb, and here we are.
So, you're in the BKB. Why'd you decide to leave there and join BKFC?
Um, there's a lot. Yeah, I want to fight. That's what I want to do. I want to fight, and BKB is phenomenal. The owner, Mike, Don, the staff, the commentating team,
Vasquez?
everybody's great.
Yeah,
Um, you know, I have nothing to say about them. They're family to me. They will always be family to me. But I wanted to fight, and I had a fight in April. It didn't go my way, but I kept asking to fight. I kept asking to fight. I was getting ignored. And I didn't, I don't want to sit around. So I asked for my release. I got released, and BKFC picked me up ASAP and he jumped on Knuckle Mania, got a quick dub, and trying to get right back in there.
if one of the criticisms I have with bare knuckle fighting is the fighters don't get enough fights like they used to, and I was under the impression that BKB actually usually gave their fighters a lot more fights, so that's kinda weird to me.
Yeah, I thought I was one of the names, the household names there. But when you're fighting one time a year, when you fight one time that last year, and people are fighting 3, 4 times a year, you kind of get frustrated. Sitting around. I sat around
Yeah,
a long time. So, but like I said, BKB's family. They will always be family. It's just I'm not in this sport forever. I don't have a long time left. I have a little boy on the way, and
okay,
so once he gets here, I'm gonna have to take some time off and you know take care of him and stuff like that. So I was just trying to get active. That's the only reason I asked for my release. I knew I ain't gonna be able to fight forever. Especially when
yeah.
he come, I'm gonna have to take some time off. So I was just trying to stay busy until he gets here.
Now BKFC, did they promise you more fights or give you a multi-fight deal?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have one in the works right now again to fight
Okay,
next. So yeah, man, I didn't take no damage. I put on a show, and BKB is the smallest ring in combat sports, man. That Trigon is different. It's small. You have to really fight and brawl. Now coming to
yeah.
the square circle, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot more space. I can really use my boxing, so that means I'm gonna get hit less. I'm gonna move more, and I'm gonna throw more strikes and be able to get out there unclean. Very clean. So, hopefully I can stay pretty busy and fight.
Yeah, BKB, that's one thing I noticed. Like I've interviewed a few of the guys from over there, and I interviewed the former CEO. But they love that ring, man. They love that ring. They stand on that ring. They're proud of that ring. They say that ring definitely brings more better fights. But I think even in BKFC, when they have the smaller squared circle, that's actually even better than the bigger one. You get way better
Yeah,
fights in that one too.
yeah. Like people, don't get me wrong. I know the fans love seeing knockouts and love seeing people brawl and stuff like that. That's not who I am. That's not my style.
Yeah,
I'm not a brawler. I'm not going to just stand there and get CT. I like to make it look smooth. I like to make it look easy. I like to fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee, like Muhammad Ali said.
yeah.
I like to move and throw and try to make it look cute. So that's my style, and I feel like my last fight I was able to show that.
Yeah, because Travis, he likes to go blow for blow, and he was getting a little upset at you when you wouldn't go blow for blow, and you was just dodging and getting yours when you get it, and then you started dancing on him. Do you
Yeah, for
typically do
sure.
that in a fight?
Nah, actually, I don't, man. Yeah, there's nowhere to dance in the Trigon, but in
Yeah,
this ring, man, I'm like, that's how I train, though. That's how I fight. So, like in my boxing matches,
okay,
I do. I like to show off and do stuff like that in my boxing matches, but um, that's how I am in sparring. Even when I'm sparring high level guys, I dance and have a good time. That's just my style in boxing. So to be able to showcase that was people got to see me, right? I didn't knock him out like I wanted to,
mhm,
but I was able to just hit him at will whenever I wanted to hit him,
yeah,
move whenever I
yeah,
wanted to move, um, slip, roll, dodge out the way. Like he just couldn't hit me, and it's frustrating because he used to hitting people and walking people down and
yeah,
coming forward.
yeah.
But with me, I just messed up his old game plan, and after the first round, I noticed that I seen he was frustrated. He couldn't get in like he wanted to, and I knew my game plan was working.
No, I was totally impressed. I mean, Trav, he got as many losses as wins, but he's got a lot of fights under his belt, and even the bet nods had him favored, but I know that's gotta be sometimes, like, upsetting when you feel like you a superior fighter and the bet nods have the other guy favored, don't it?
Yeah, yeah, I knew I could beat him anyway. Coming into the fight, especially after me and my coach looking at him and stuff like that and doing film, I knew I was a better fighter. I knew I was stronger. I knew I was faster, more technical. I hit harder. I knew all of that, but it's still bare knuckle, right? Anything can happen,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
an overhand right from him or a lead uppercut could change the whole game. But to be the underdog, it was just like it wasn't like surprising to me, but it
Uh-huh.
was just like, okay, let's make some people some money. So, all my people made a lot of money that night. So, everybody was
Yeah,
betting on me. They were screenshotting and throwing it my way and like, look, I got this much on you. Like, do your thing. People was betting crazy, 1,500, 2,000, 500. Like, people was throwing
yeah.
crazy money on me. So they was just like, hey, do your thing, make me some money tonight. And I was like, let's go, let's put on a show. So that's what we did.
Yeah, you was one of the 3 underdogs that actually won. So, your fight, the Felony
Felony.
Charles versus Pat Sullivan, and then the main event,
Yep.
Arlovski,
Yep. Yeah, that
and
was
you
a
started off too,
felony fight.
so
Yeah, felony fight was crazy. Seeing that in real life, seeing
yeah,
him, but like I kind of seen that coming. Um, you know, that fight I kind of seen it coming just because with his experience and Sullivan chin is always in the air, so I kind of seen that coming a little bit, um but yeah, the main event, I didn't know what was going to happen. It could win either way, So it's bare knuckle, but it was a good night of fights, man. I enjoyed it. I had a blast. It was cool to start off the show and be able to watch the rest in excitement and enjoy the night. So it was good.
so I saw you after the fight, you was shouting to somebody outside the ring, And then I seen the video that my guy posted. So you was calling out Ryan Reber, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's the fight you looking to try to get next?
Yeah, that's the only fight that makes sense, right? He just lost the belt.
Yeah.
Fastest way to get to
Well,
the belt.
he didn't lose the belt. He lost the his second shot against to get the belt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, he just fought in a championship fight, right? So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
fastest way to get to the belt is to beat the guy who just fought for the belt, right? Um, I'm not here for a long time. I'm just here for a good time. So, I want to jump everybody, call out the man who just lost for the belt. He's the number one contender. So if I
Yep.
beat him, Joy Boy has to go for a ride. So, that's the goal. I'm gonna knock out Ryan. I'm gonna do what I didn't do to Travis. I'm gonna put it on Ryan, and then I'm gonna go beat Justin and have my belt, and retire and ride off in the sunset.
So, I mean, I like your chances in the bantamweight. I mean, because no disrespect to the bantamweight division, but Alberto Bloss gave up the belt and went to BKB, and he's a beast.
Mhm.
And I don't think Joy Boy or Reber already fought him and lost quick in the first round.
Correct.
So, I mean, I like your chances, man. I mean, you got Reber,
Well,
you got Keith Richardson, cats like that,
yeah,
you know?
like Balas just went to BKB, and a 125er took him to the end of the second round. In BKFC, he never seen the second round in 2 minutes.
You're right.
So,
Yeah.
he just 125er took him to the second round. Dude had,
Yeah.
so like, you know, there's more technical boxers over there. More guys who could legit box. I
At
think.
BKB?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
Okay.
sure. Uh, I don't, I Keith Richardson's a dog. That's my guy. I know Keith, an animal. But to be honest, I don't think besides Keith, I don't think nobody's there that really can do anything. Justin's holding the belt, but if he fought Keith, Keith would finish him. I think. He's don't get me wrong, he's undefeated in bare knuckle, but he ain't really fought
Yeah.
nobody. Best person he fought was Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Reber's not good. I don't think he's great. He's a good dude. But I called him out just because he just fought for the belt. Like, if anybody else would have just fought for the belt and lost, I'd have called him out. I want to call Ryan out. So there's no disrespect to Ryan. Don't get me wrong. But the fastest way to the belt is through him, because they ain't gonna let me fight Justin off with just one fight, even though I have other bare knuckle fights. So if that was the case, I would have just called out Justin right there. But they already told me, like, you have to win two before you get to Justin. What's the fastest
Now,
way to get to him? Ryan.
I think Justin's best fight though was against Roberto Armas, who
Yeah.
I felt he won that fight,
He
to be
beat
honest.
Justin, right?
Yeah, I felt he won that fight, but
Yeah,
who am
I did
I? I'm
too.
not the ref, but on the outside looking in, Armas was on him all freaking night, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I watched the fight. I watched it. So his coach, Coach Perry, is one of my good friends. I know Armas really good. And they fought. I have a boxing promotion, so they fought on it a couple times. That crew over there in South Carolina, Coach Perry
Mhm.
has an amazing gym, so I know them. And I thought he beat Justin as well. So he's beatable. He don't look
Yeah,
clean in his fights. Don't get me wrong, he's a champion. He's undefeated, so props to him.
yeah.
Da da. But at the same time, like, I feel like I'm gonna just take over, and I'm just that's the goal.
Yeah, I'm looking at the other 3 guys that's ranked. You got Nate Maness. I mean, it's cool, but it's 2-0, so you could easily be 2-0 like that,
Yeah,
and
it's
he's ranked.
facts.
Bradley Taylor, as long as I've been watching BKC, I'm not even really familiar with this Bradley Taylor cat, and
I
it
don't even
don't
know
look
who
like
that
he
is.
hasn't it don't look like he's fought anybody that's really anybody.
No, I don't know. Them rankings, I don't think them rankings is up to date, to be honest.
They're probably not, and then you got Usmanov. I can't even pronounce his first name, but he's
I don't know who
1-1.
that is.
He's an overseas cat.
So like, yeah, I think they need to update them because they're overseas and their U.S. soil guys are separate. They have a overseas 135 belt, American 135 belt. So, um, yeah, I don't even think that's up to date, to be honest. Because if it is, I should be top five. You got to think Ryan beat Travis in a split decision in 6 rounds to go fight for the belt and then lost. I just beat Travis with one hand. So if
Yeah,
that's the case, I
yeah.
should be fighting for the belt next, right? Because if Travis is the one to go through to get to the belt, I just made it look super easy.
You
So
did.
so no offense to Travis, he's tough. He's a tough guy, tough cookie for sure. But I just think I'm him when it comes to this division, and I'm about to clear it out.
Yeah, no disrespect to Travis the animal, so if you ever see me in an event, you don't gotta beat me up.
Yeah, nah, Travis is tough, man. He's good. We just had a great game plan for him. Nothing to him. The dude's a dog, man. Last year I watched him knock that guy out in the second round
Yeah.
at Knucklemania. I watched it live. And he put that dude unconscious, man. It was vicious. So I knew he had knockout power. I seen him take all these guys to decisions and split decisions and all that. And I knew he was gonna be tough, but he fought that no win. He fought killers, man. He fought great guys, and he gave all of them problems. I'm the only one in
Yeah,
his career that he could not figure out,
yeah.
and that's how it's gonna be for the whole division. None of them guys is gonna be able to figure it out until they go and watch film over and over and over of me beating them up. Then they're gonna finally figure it out, and it's gonna be too late because I got the belt. So,
So, do you believe you've reached your prime yet as a bare knuckle
nah,
fighter, or is there a better version still to come?
nah, man. I didn't even show what I could really do in that fight. It was only 3 rounds. Like it was supposed to be
Yeah, it was,
five.
yeah, I forgot. It was a 3, yeah, it was a 3-rounder.
Yeah, it only supposed to be. It was only three. It's supposed to have been five. I dropped Travis round one and round two. Referee said both of them had slipped. Um, so you know, you really didn't have time to work in there. I didn't have time. It's 2 minute
Yeah,
rounds. I wasn't. It was my first time fighting for BKFC. I usually fight 5 rounds, 3 minutes for BKB,
yeah.
right? So I'm cutting a minute off per round, and I got two less rounds than I usually get. So I was just getting warmed up. So
So
props
it
to
could have been
Travis.
worse for Travis. It could have been worse for Travis.
Oh yeah, if I fought Travis again, it's a bad day. But yeah, like I wasn't. I was just it was my first one. I was just filling it out. I had to get used to the ring. I got to used to a lot of things. Um, so now I know the pace. Now I know the lights, the speed, how everything moves, how it feels. Um, it's the next show is gonna be my every event is going to be my best time. So I'm just gonna get better and better each time I get in there, and more rounds I put in, more bodies I get put in front of me. So it's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited to see how dangerous I can become.
So I got a few more questions before we let you, shout out any sponsors or whatever. So, are you a preacher?
I am.
So I saw this question on when I have ChatGPT pull up some questions for me, based on your information. I thought this was an interesting one. So you're known as a preacher and a fighter. How do you reconcile violence with faith?
I would never say it call it violence, right? It's a sport.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
sport just like any other sport. Football, guys are Christians and stuff like that, but their main goal is to tackle the
Yeah.
person with the ball, right? They're going 100% hard as they can, running as big as they are, as fast as they can. They just smacking each other. Same thing I'm doing. I'm just hitting the person
Yeah.
in front of me. It's just a sport. It's something I love to do. But fighting don't define me as a person. My faith does. My walk with the Lord defines who I am. So it's just a sport I love to do. My kids box as well, but they know that we fight in the ring. That's the only time we lay hands on people, violently like that. But outside the ring, we pray for people. That's how we lay hands on people outside. So, yeah, man, it's something I do. I enjoy as a hobby, as a sport, as part of my career. But my faith and my walk with the Lord is what matters to me.
Yeah, I think people who are not like big fans of bare knuckle, they kind of like make it seem like people are crazy to do it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. People tell me all the time I'm crazy.
So, let me ask you, as a fan, I don't like to see when athletes quit. What's your opinion about fighters who, as they say, quit on the stool, as they call it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, like people don't understand, man. To be honest, like the step in there and to do what we do is difficult, right?
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
your average person, not average Joe can just get in there and go bare knuckle and fight in front of fans and lights and the world like we do. So I hate when like people are commenting talking trash, like win or lose. You're a dog. If you get in there and fight,
yeah,
bro, like you're a dog. Especially bare knuckle. Like if you get in there and fight boxing, like anybody can fight boxing to get money, right?
yeah,
But they go in there and get punched bare knuckle as hard as somebody can throw to get
yeah,
smacked. Like that takes some kind of crazy and some kind of dog to do that, right? So I
yeah,
respect every man that get in there. Like you know, and it's bare knuckle. Anything can happen. You can get poked in the eye. You can, one punch can change everything, right? Man, I've
yeah,
been hit sometimes, and it's been like, did I get jumped? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did I get hit by like eight guys, and there's just one person in front? Because some people hit hard, man. Some people hit
yeah,
like tanks. And I've been in there where guys hit me, and I'm like, my daughter hits harder than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's have fun. So, but quitting on a stool in the middle of a round, that'd be tough. Like unless you getting pounded, I can understand why.
yeah,
But a coach's job is to take care of his fighter, and if he sees he's getting taken care of really easy, they're there to save him. But if every man that gets in there that fights, I respect them. I don't. You don't never see me really talk trash online or nothing like that. Everybody likes to talk trash and do all of this and stuff like that. But that's me. I talk with my hands. Um, but yeah, you have your social media warriors for sure.
and I could see guys having, like, second thoughts in the middle of the fight, kinda if you
Oh
get hit, like you said, you don't know how hard somebody hits, so you get hit twice real hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, Pat Sullivan kinda looked like at the end, he was like, "Nah, I'm done." But he got
yeah,
clocked, like, twice like that, you
yeah.
know what I'm
He
saying?
got he got rocked for sure. Like people don't understand some of these angles and some of this volume people throw and how hard people like you just stand there in front of somebody and let them clock you as hard as they can. And then I tell you to keep fighting. You let me know how you think. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these people like they can't even run for 5 minutes straight without passing out, and you telling me how I can fight on the internet is wild. So you
Yeah.
know the social media gave people a platform to talk and hide behind the screen, and people take advantage of it.
Social media is just a bunch of people talking about a bunch of people.
Correct, that's all it is.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
easy for somebody, the guy all the way over in Seattle, Washington, to be like, "Yo, fuck you, motherfucker,"
yep.
when he ain't never gonna see you.
Correct, that's exactly how it be, and it's like that every day, my brother. Listen, I literally handled Travis so easy, and people would say, "Oh, he can't fight. He sucks. The only thing he did was run the whole night." I'm just like,
They're
why would
making
I even respond?
excuses.
Yeah, why would
Yeah,
I even
yeah,
respond to that? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at his
yeah,
face. You know what I'm saying? Look at
yeah.
his face after the fight. I took a picture. I posted it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took a picture with him. Look at his face after the fight. And you let me know how much I ran. So, um, but you always have them people like that, man. I don't pay attention. Pay attention to that.
Well, as much as you frustrated him, he still seemed like you could tell he respected you after it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because I took him completely out his game plan, right? Like I'm not gonna just stand there and brawl with you, even though, I feel like I'm stronger, I hit harder, I'm more technical. But one punch can change everything, like I just said, right? Like I ain't gonna put myself in that situation where I get hit by a shot, even if it barely clips me and changes the
Yeah.
whole the whole game plan, right? Like I had a game plan and every fight would be different. We have different game plans, depends on how people fight and how they look and how they move and how they throw and how they counter and how their footwork is. Depends on a lot of things. We have different game plans for everybody. And for his game plan, I executed to a T. And He couldn't do nothing. You know, it's frustrating when somebody punching you and you can't punch them. It's very frustrating, and that's what he was. He was frustrated because I was hitting him. He couldn't hit me, and but obviously it showed he respected me. You know what I'm saying? Like so, I respect him too. He got in there and he took my shots for 6 minutes. That's respect to him for sure.
Yeah, and everybody ain't trying to be Mike Perry and fight that Mike Perry style where you just trying
Nah,
to walk through punches and stuff. Like,
nah. Shout out to Mike Perry, but I ain't trying to have
oh
CTE
yeah,
at
yeah.
40.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't want to talk with a slur. I don't want to have to talk slow to get my words out.
Well,
I don't need that.
my last interview was James Get Down Brown. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but his fight style is kind of like yours. He's not going trying to go blow for blow with you. He's going head duck, dodge, and get his when he can get his and get out of there, if he can.
Yeah, yeah, that's the same with me. I ain't listen, I'm not trying to take no damage. I'm trying to look the same way before I walk in. When I walk out the same way look when I walked in. So, um, and that's what I did. I'd rather for my hands to hurt than my face hurts, and my hands are still hurting. That means I did a good job.
So, what legacy, being you're a preacher and your fight, what legacy matters more to you, championships or the lives you change?
Lives, by far, by
Okay.
far.
I had a feeling you was gonna say that.
Yeah, man, nothing on this earth I can take with me to heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like all the championships, all the medals, all the money, all the cars, the house. None of that matters when you die. Um, but the lives you touch will remain forever for sure. My goal is to win souls for Christ, man. That's the main goal. My main job is to try to tell as much people as I can about who Christ is, and I'm gonna keep doing that every day. So the more I win, the more I can tell about it on a big stage. So I'm gonna keep winning.
Well, before we let you go, man, any shout outs you want to do? You got any sponsors you might want to
Oh
shout out or
yeah, I
your
got
coaches?
plenty. But nah, I want to shout for this fight, man. Just shout out to Coach Isaac, Coach and Carson. They came up with me. They helped me so much. We had a great game plan. Carson was one of my main sparring partners, and then Coach Isaac, obviously my coach, and shout out to them so much for helping me, for being with me, creating a game plan, for helping me execute it. Shout out to my beautiful wife, my three daughters, for the love, the support. My wife is pregnant right now, it's almost 8 months, and she held it down at home while I was away, making sure everything was good, loving me, supporting me, helping me with
That's
my
what's up.
food, helping me with the kids while I had to go train and all that. So without my wife, man, I wouldn't be in the position I am. So she's my best friend. She's my everything. So shout out to my wife, and shout out to my gym, Ox Fitness as well. Amazing gym. Love my gym so much. They're family to me. So, but yeah, man, shout out to them. Without them, I wouldn't be who I am. So all glory to them for sure.
Well, appreciate you taking time out. Congratulations on your win. I'm a big BKFC fan, so I'm gonna definitely be watching. Try to get you back on for your next fight for an interview. And you're a fellow North Carolinian and right down the road actually. So
Yes,
you
sir.
stay in
Yes,
Charlotte
sir.
now, though, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm in Charlotte right now,
Okay,
but
yeah.
2 hours from
That's what I thought.
Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? Not far.
Yeah, yeah, ain't far. Yeah, we're gonna have to try to link up sometime, man.
For real. Yeah, we can do one in person, man. That'd be pretty dope.
Yep, yep. Well, I hope you enjoy your rest of your night, man. I'm gonna get off here, start clipping up some clips. We'll make sure you keep that name promoting Joshua Oxendine, the preacher man. And like I said, you're more welcome to come back on anytime, man.
Hey, Paul, appreciate you, man. You have a blessed day, man, and we'll talk very soon.
All right, take it easy, man.
Peace.
Peace. All right, so there you got it. Joshua Preacher Man Oxendine made his debut at shouts out to Rusty Crowder. Appreciate you tuning in. Definitely need to get an interview with you too soon. But yeah, Joshua made his BKFC debut at Knucklemania 6 versus Travis the Animal Thompson. Originally from BKB. And like you said, he don't really have ill will with BKB, but like a lot of fighters, you get discouraged when they're not getting enough fights. I mean, These guys love to do what they do. I respect fighters so much, just the grind of having to stay in shape, work on your fighting skills. When you're not getting a lot of fights, they still gotta, you know, work a job, a 9 to 5 to make a living, to take care of their family, their kids. I wish rappers had and musicians had the mentalities of fighters and just the discipline, that goes into everything they do. And not to mention, they still got to try to, build a social media followings like musicians so they could get the big name fights and get the big money fights. Cause typically, if you don't have a certain amount of followers, a lot of fight promotions are not trying to give you the big money fights. I mean, you can get the championship belt fights, but these Ben Rockwell versus Arlovskis, you gotta have a certain amount of social media followers usually for that. That's why everybody wanna fight Mike Perry because Mike Perry, they know if they fight Mike Perry, they gonna get the biggest payday in BKFC that they gonna get because he's getting all the big money fights, and everybody that fights him getting big money fights. Compared to what, like, the average guys are coming in to get, to the big money fights, it's a big difference. It's a total big difference. I mean, some of these big money fights are paying your bills for over a year, sometimes, depending on what your lifestyle is like. But I know what Mike Perry got like 400,000 for a fight, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, for most people, that's paying a rent and bills for 3 to 4 years, yo. So yeah, man. Shouts out to Joshua Oxendine. We're gonna definitely have him on. Yes, sir. Thanks to the shout out. Yeah, anytime, Rusty. Anytime. Um, Shouts out to my man James Get Down Brown. Tune in earlier as well. Go check out that interview I did recently with him, and he called out everybody in the division along with Kai Stewart, and of course Joshua's called out Ryan Reber after his fight, which I mean, I kind of respect. Like everybody always want to call out the champ first. Let's call out a ranked guy first. Let's beat a ranked guy and get ranked and then fight the champ. But sometimes guys don't even be ranked and they're literally calling out the champ. Like, dude, you're not even ranked yet, man. Why are you calling out the champ? So I respect the fact that he called out Reber. Reber just fought twice for the belt. I lost both of those. And probably, man, no disrespect to my guy Reber. Love him to death. Bare knuckle by day. Barber by day, bare knuckle by night. It's gonna be a long time probably before he gets a third title shot. He might have to go to another weight class to get another title shot. Might have to go into Kai's weight class. That would be interesting. Ryan Reber versus Kai Stewart. But yeah, shouts out to Preacher Man, Joshua Oxendine. Y'all go give him the follow on Instagram. And I got an interview tomorrow with Dan, the Tower Dog Pettit. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Dan, the Tower Dog Pettit, and um, All In Management just hit me up about interviewing Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt, who I have not interviewed yet, and I've been dying to interview. And I probably could have hit him up by now, but there's just so many fighters to interview. There's just so many, and I don't try to just interview big name guys. I try to interview up and comers, newcomers. I interviewed the youngest guy in bare knuckle history that fought an event or two for the BKFC. I think like some of the amateur events. I actually need to reach out to him to see how he's doing as well. Haven't heard from him in a while. Haven't seen much from him in a while. And then I'll interview MMA guys, and boxers as well. Anybody in combat sports, any fighter that hits me up and requests the interview, I don't pass up the interviews. I allow everybody to get an interview if they request. But if you're waiting on me to request the interview, there's so many fighters I got to go through an interview that it's almost better if you just hit me up and say, hey, can we do an interview? Because it's just too many guys to interview, and not even just BKFC bare knuckle. You got BKB guys who I've interviewed some of those, MMA guys, UFC guys. boxing guys, anything with combat sports. I mean, I'll interview somebody in power slap. I mean, I've actually interviewed somebody that does power slap as well. So, yep, I appreciate y'all, man. We about to wrap it up, man. Don't forget I'll go live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram anytime we going live. And I'm gonna start ramping up my I gotta get back into the reacts as well. I gotta start pumping out some react content because I've been doing a lot of bare knuckle interviews. A lot of bare knuckle interviews. Well, appreciate y'all. About to call it a night. Enjoy y'all's night. Peace. And I'm out.